In today's video, we're going to talk about adding image assets to a brand new Google Ads campaign, and more importantly, which types of images you should add. So when you're going through these assets and you're trying to add as many assets to your Google Ads campaign as possible, what we want to do first of all is go to the blue plus icon to add a brand new image. And what we can do as well is go to campaign if we're adding an image that makes sense for all of the ad groups that we're targeting, or also add images at the ad group level, because in this case, for example, we're setting up a campaign that targets multiple services, and you might want to add different images for artificial grass installation compared to other images, for example, fence installation. And what I'd recommend doing as well when adding image assets to a campaign is firstly adding images that are service specific, so ones that you can add at the ad group level, especially if each ad group represents a separate service. But most importantly, we're going to touch on after that point, and we'll show you some real examples of images that convert really well for other companies running real life campaigns, are images that you can add at the campaign level that establish a lot more authority and credibility and typically have really high click-through rates and conversion rates because of that. Because when somebody sees these images, they know that the company can be trusted straight away and feel a lot less resistance when it comes to calling or filling out the form when they click on the ad. So firstly, when it comes to adding service specific images, we can do so at the ad group level first of all. So for example, artificial grass installation here, we can choose this ad group, go to images, and what you want to do is you can go to asset library where you can see images from the jobs that you've completed if you've uploaded them already, or else what you can do is go to upload and upload from your computer. And what I would always recommend doing when adding new image assets to your campaign is finding real photos from jobs that you've completed. Because just to show you an example of like a real job here, for example, something like this would be a good image to add to your artificial grass installation ad group. But what you also have the option to do inside Google Ads is use their free stock images, and you can type in the service that you offer, for example, artificial grass installation, and what you'll see here is a bunch of stock photos that appear. And while a lot of these don't look too bad, it is clear that most of them are actually stock images and aren't real photos that you took yourself from jobs that you've completed. And in my opinion, real photos, even if they're not the same looking quality in terms of the camera that you're using, in my opinion, they're always going to perform a lot better than any stock photos ever will, because people will know straight away if they're actually real or not. So that's the first thing I'd recommend doing, is adding real photos from your jobs either to the ad group level or the campaign level. In some cases, it might make sense to add your images to the campaign level if your campaign is targeting one main service and you have multiple ad groups that cover that service. But if each ad group is its own service, then as I mentioned, you want to add those photos at the ad group level, where you'd add certain images for artificial grass installation and then different ones for fence installation and patio installation and so on. So we can save that first of all. And now when it comes to the other types of images I recommend adding, and this is something that could be applied to the campaign level, as the purpose of these images is more to establish trust and authority rather than highlighting the specific service, is, as mentioned, adding photos that are more so just to give you credibility and authority. And this works really well, for example, if you have a company van with company logo, and it doesn't have to always be a company van. It can be, for example, if you have any team photos or photos of any jobs being done, but with the company logo inside them, or any photos in general that simply show off the brand and highlights that you're not afraid to put yourself out there, essentially. Because it's something I notice a lot that in any campaigns we're running, for example, in roofing, where most roofing companies will have company vans with photos of the logo on it, is that when these images are added to the campaign level, and this is an example of a brand new campaign, but straight away you can see conversion rates of 20% and even higher than that, also with quite high click-through rates, just from having these types of images in the campaign. So if you can implement these images in any kind of way, it doesn't always have to be company vans, as I mentioned. We also run campaigns for companies in other industries where there's a photo of the owner with a customer, or a photo of the owner simply wearing a cap with the company logo on it, or team members wearing t-shirts with the company logo on it. Anything like that that establishes credibility and authority, these are going to be the best performing images that you can possibly run for your campaign. And while these images at the ad group level of the specific service that you offer also perform really well, because you make it really clear exactly what you offer and there's no confusion when anybody sees the ad, it's still the images at the campaign level that establish credibility and authority, like I showed you in the last last example that really have the biggest impact when adding image assets to your campaign. So I hope this video helped and gave you clarity on how to add new image assets to a Google Ads campaign, and more importantly, which types of image assets actually perform best. Now, if you do have any questions about assets in Google Ads or any other aspects of Google Ads as a whole, feel free to leave a comment down below. And if you do like this Google Ads related content as well, feel free to have a look at the previous videos that we've made so far on every step up as far as this point in making a brand new Google Ads campaign. And stay tuned for the videos that we'll also be posting each day on the rest of the steps that go into setting up a brand new campaign and everything that needs to be included from start to finish. So I hope this video helped, and we'll see you inside the next one.